Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. For today's video, I'm actually quite excited. Literally, I've been waiting to do this video for the longest time, and now it's time. So let's get into it. So as you guys saw in the title / thumbnail, we are doing a full face of NYX. Let's do it. So on this run, I ended up spending $88. I did round up, but still $88 for this makeup. But anyways, we are gonna start off with priming the face. Now, you guys have probably most likely heard of this primer because it was going around for the longest time. I did end up getting the set because obviously you save a little bit of money grabbing both. So this is the one I ended up getting. Now this one is the face glue primer and the face glue setting spray. I've seen people only use the primer, not really the setting spray, but we're gonna test out both today and we're gonna see. All right, so hair is pinned back. Let's look at the primer, right? Quite stunning, quite cute, quite school. It's a little bit different because the one that you're actually taking off is just this little piece up here instead of the whole thing. I don't know, just thought I would mention it. Let's just, looks very Elmer's glue like. Let's add this everywhere. It's actually applying way different than what I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be thicker and a lot harder to blend throughout the face, but honestly, it kind of surprised me. Also, while I am letting this dry, I did actually record a video where I went to Ulta and I showed you guys a bunch of little stuff. Now, NYX did have a section where they had little kits. I'll put them here. They had cute little lip kits, and then they had obviously this one that was honestly a good deal because if not, I would have paid $19 instead of $17. But the actual lip ones were not bad. Not bad. The main reason why I didn't grab one is because I already have some butter glosses and I wanted to try something different. Anyways, all right, so primer is done. Honestly, it doesn't feel super tacky like other ones, but I do feel, I don't know, should I have added more? We're gonna keep going. We're just gonna move on. I'm so excited to try this foundation. So when this foundation came out, I heard, I don't know how true this is, but apparently this is a close enough dupe for the Huda Beauty foundation. And do I own any Huda Beauty? No, I do not. So I'm just going based off other people's reviews. I did end up getting this one in shade Golden Light. It is the Bear With Me Blur Foundation thing. So I'm going to add some to my acrylic tray. Should I have shaken it? Now, is this going to be a perfect match? I hope it's at least close. They do have those samples that you can like swatch, which I did try, but honestly, it's kind of hard filming people being around and you're over there like test swabbing. And I know the wrist isn't the best spot to test out, but hear me out. There's a lot going on and I'm actually quite shy. So I'm gonna go in with this brush. Honestly, it's not bad of a match. Okay, I did good. I was under stress and I did good. So real quick, I've talked to you guys multiple times about how I recently just started doing my makeup back up again. And I've pretty much recorded the whole journey here on YouTube. So I've been on here for about a year. And honestly, I have learned so much, so much. Especially putting on foundation. I used to add foundation everywhere and then blend here and then blend here and then blend up here. And then some spots would get a lot drier than others. It was really hard to blend out, and then I would just have random splotches and you could tell that my foundation wasn't even. I'm working on it. I've been having a lot more patience. This foundation looks stunning. Okay, so this is what the foundation is looking like, and honestly, I really like it. Now, how much was this foundation? Let me tell you. $14. Honest thoughts so far. I feel like the foundation blended out beautifully. I do see the blur effect going on. Now, the only issue that I'm seeing is on the forehead. I don't know if it's the primer or the foundation, but it's kind of picking up in this area right here. Well, that just made it worse. But anyways, I'm gonna just ignore it and just move on. I'm actually not gonna ignore it. I'm just gonna try to fix it and then let's move on. So I've told you guys this so many times. I love to see your guys' comments. I love to interact with you guys. So when you guys recommend stuff, it makes me so happy. But anyways, so this is the Bear With Me concealer. You guys have told me about this one for a long time, so I figured might as well try it. Let's get it. Let's do it. So I ended up getting this one in shade beige. Shade beige. So the actual applicator is a lot different compared to the other concealers that I have. It doesn't have a brush, but a pump instead. Perfectly fine. I'm obviously fine with that. So I'm actually going to pump some on my tray. So I can't find my original concealer brush. I have a mess in my vanity. It's no joke. It's everywhere. So I'm just going to go in with this smaller brush that I have, and I'm going to apply this where I normally add my concealer. And let's just conceal. And I'm also gonna go ahead and do under the brows. So this is what I ended up concealing. Now I may have added a little extra too much on my palette. I'm most likely gonna just go back in and add more concealer if I'm being honest. Let's just blend this out. Honestly, okay. So far, I can tell that this one isn't very high coverage, but it's giving off such a stunning finish. It looks quite natural, quite soft, it's there, but it's not like right up in your face type concealer. And honestly, I'm here for it. I'm gonna just do the nose, a little mini contour. All right, guys, so this is it with one pass only. So I'm gonna just ever so lightly go in under the eyes just to give it a little bit more of that brighter tone, but everything else blended out beautifully with this foundation. Okay, how much was this concealer, you may ask? This concealer itself was $12. Honestly, not bad. There's other concealers that I absolutely love that are super tiny and way more. This is what the concealer is looking like so far. It blended stunningly with this foundation. Honestly, I'm obsessed. I love it. Anyways, everything is one pass except under the eyes. I did go a little extra heavy-handed. You guys already know I love the extra inner glow, so I had to go in a second time just to give it that pop, you know? So now before we go in with bronze and blush, I do kind of want to set the face just a tad bit. That way everything is easier to blend out. I am going to go in with this NYX. This is the HD finishing powder. This is in shade Banana. I do want to say that they did switch out the formula. I'm not sure if they did or not, but I could tell that it's a little different compared to the other one that I had. It's just, it feels different. I love the shade of Banana, and I feel like the shades have stayed the same except the formula. There's something about it that's a little different. All right, and honestly, I'm just going in everywhere around the face. I'm trying to focus this a little bit more under the eyes, but everywhere else, I'm just patting it on. Going a little ham, going a little crazy, you know. Okay, so now we can move on with bronze. I have been wanting to buy this for the longest time. Last time I went to Walmart when I shopped there, they did not have any of these in stock. Whenever I would go to Ulta, they wouldn't have the actual shade that I wanted in stock. This time that I went, they were stocked up. So what did I grab? I grabbed the Butter Melt Bronzer. This is in shade Butter Ballin'. This one, how much was it? $10 for this bronze. And we're gonna test it out. First off, the smell smells exactly like the Physicians formula. It smells the same. It smells tropical, beach, vacation, coconut. literally smells just like it. I love the little print that it has on there. Now, let's see if it actually blends out really good. Now, this shade, when I tested it out, it looked like it was a good shade for me. Let's see. Honestly, I think that's pretty good. And I think this one is actually quite buildable. So even if it was a little light, I think I could go in just a little extra heavy-handed and actually make more pigment pick up. But honestly, that is bronzing. Okay, I might be wrong about this shade. It looks a little too orangey on me, but I'm gonna keep going and hope it just doesn't look terrible. I'm gonna add some on the nose because I absolutely love that sun-kissed look on the nose. How does it look? Does it look a little too orange? I feel like this area right here is giving a little too orange. Let's move on. Now, what did I grab to go with the Buttermelt bronze? Of course, I grabbed the Buttermelt blush. So this one is Butter. Now this one is a shimmer. Okay, as soon as I saw this one, I was like, oh, I have to try it. Look at this. Now, is this the shade I typically go in with? No. Ooh, this one does not smell. This one does not smell as good as this one. This one smells like chemicals. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding. This one low-key kind of smells like they were trying to give it like a fruity type scent, like a cherry scent, and it just didn't turn out as good with all the stuff mixing. Actually, it doesn't smell quite nice. But I don't know if you guys can see the shimmer in this. It's absolutely stunning. I'm gonna go in with my brush and ever so light. Okay, she looks like she is pigmented, so I'm going to evenly try to... Honestly, it's not that bad. Right off the bat, this blush is pigmented, which I love. That just means it's gonna last me a lot longer. And the shade to this is amazing. It's giving very beachy, very hello summer type of look. All right, so real quick, let's zoom in the face. Let's look at what the makeup is looking like so far. So the bronze overall, I think I'm getting a little used to the look. The shade was just a tad bit more orange than what I normally go for, which is perfectly fine because I think it ended up looking way better now. Now that I mixed in the blush with the bronze, I feel like it looks a little bit less orangey than what it did in the beginning. I think the makeup is looking very beach vibe, summer vibe, and I'm here for it. Real quick, I'm gonna go in with a Q-tip and just clean off the brows as best as I can. Now, when I was looking for mascara, I didn't find any. Does NYX not sell mascara? Because I did not find any in Ulta, like at all. I was so surprised. I did see a lot of brow products. Now, let me tell you why I kind of like didn't grab any. I didn't grab any for this video. Now, I don't really add anything to my brows. Sometimes I do add gel to my brows. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I try to fill in little gaps, especially if I like misshape them. But they didn't catch my attention, so I did skip on the brow gels. Now for mascara, I did not find anything like I said, so I'm just gonna go right in with a random mascara. So mascara is on. Now, which one did I go in with? I just went in with this e.l.f. one. This is the Big Mood and waterproof. So this is what the lashes are looking like. Now, let's move on to lips. I'm so excited to do the lip one. You guys don't even know. I am gonna start off by taking off the lip mask I just had chilling on the lips. I used to not add anything to the lips while I would do my makeup, and when I would go back and watch my videos, my lips look so ashy, and now they don't look that bad, right? All right, so let me show you what I am the most excited to try. So I ended up getting the Duck Plum Lip Pencil. Okay, I have seen other influencers try this one out, and they do talk about how the pain is actually like really intense and like extreme, which I'm here for it. Okay, if that'll help me get bigger plumped lips with no injections, I'm here for it. Okay, but let's see how much product we get in here. All right, so this is how much product we end up Oh my god, my hand is shaking so much. Anyways, so this is how much product we end up getting. Now, this liner was $10. Again, a lot of stuff from NYX is a little over $10, which is crazy. Anyways, let's go ahead and line the lips, and I'm gonna be honest. If it is firing, plumping, like extreme, I'll let you know. I'm not gonna be exaggerating. But if it really doesn't do anything, I'm gonna be straight up. Let's see. Oh no. Damn. All right, so I'm still going in and kind of just adjusting the liner. So far, I feel no burning. Nothing whatsoever. Now, I am fully done lining the lips. I'm starting to feel it tingle. Nothing crazy, nothing to the point where I need to take it off. But let's just leave it on. Let's see if my lips get plumper. We'll see. This is a before, okay? And I am going to try to put them side by side. Let's see if there's a difference. Anyways, now what am I gonna fill in the lips with? I know I should have gotten the actual lip plumper gloss, but hear me out. Something else caught my attention and I had to grab it. So I ended up getting this one right here. Now this is the new smushy type formula thingy that they got. Now this one is supposed to be kind of like velvety, teddy type. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. It's opened. Now, I'm still going to use it because it doesn't look like it's been used. It looks like it kind of just spilled out of the packaging a little bit. It's kind of scary to show. Anyways, I'm going to add some to the palm just so you guys see the formula. You see how it feels like primer. I'm going to add more. It feels putty like primer, and honestly, it smells like chocolate. I don't know. It smells like chocolate. And you know whenever you're holding chocolate in your hand and it's hot and it starts melting? That's the type of formula it's giving. And honestly, I kind of like it. Anyways, so this one says it is a matte lip balm. Okay, so I'm just going to ever so lightly add this to the lips. Can you tell the difference? No? I don't know. All right, so this is what the lips are looking like. Now, do I have a high pain tolerance? I want to say I'm kind of in the middle. Sometimes, like if I hit my elbow or my pinky toe and it hurts, sometimes I do shed a tear, okay? But when it comes to like lip, I know it's weird, but when it comes to like certain lip plumpers, it's very hard for me to be very like, it really burns, you know? I've used so many other lip plumpers and I haven't found one that's like extreme. This one, out of the lip plumping rating types, I want to say it's a little bit more intense than the Too Faced lip plumper. From 1 to 10, I'll give it a 5. I'll give it a 5. So now I want to see our makeup is fully done. We are going to set the face, of course. We're going to go in with the face glue setting spray. We do need to shake this up a little bit because there was a little bit of residue. Is that what it's called? I don't know. You can see that the formula did separate, so we do got to shake this up and give it a little shimmy. And let's go ahead and... Ooh, it's a nice mist. Okay. It's very like in your face. It hits your face quite hard, actually, honestly. Guys, my eye has been twitching for like 2 days now, and I don't know what to do to make it stop. I don't know. All right, so makeup is done. This isn't NYX, but I haven't used this in a long time, and I really want to use it for today's look because I actually really like today's look. I'm going to go in with my ColourPop Super Shock Shadow, and I'm just going to add this to the lid. If you guys have not seen this, it is stunning. I love it. I'll add this everywhere because it's so pretty. I love it. Okay, Anyways, so while we are waiting for the lips to plump, the full makeup to set, let's talk about the makeup. Now, primer overall, I feel like the primer was good. It wasn't as grippy as I have seen everybody else talk about. It felt tacky, but it wasn't grippy, if you know what I mean. So for foundation, 100% recommend giving the foundation a try. The one thing that I've told you guys multiple times about Ulta that I love is that if you grab a foundation, a primer, concealer, whatever it is, you can return it. As long as you don't use the full bottle or the full product, you can still return it, get your cash back, get store credit, as long as you have your receipt. Check that out. But overall, this foundation was honestly stunning. It blended out beautifully. I definitely would be using this a lot more. All right, so next is concealer. Honestly, I think it blended out stunningly with the foundation. If you're gonna get the foundation, I recommend trying the concealer. If you're gonna try the concealer, definitely recommend the foundation. They worked stunningly together. They blended out perfectly together. And it wasn't high coverage like most concealers that I use, but the color, the shade, like it was just really pretty natural. It was there, but it wasn't in your face type there, you know? I hate to say this about this setting powder, but I'm gonna have to say it. I don't know if I'm still a fan of this. Like I said, the old one that I had was honestly amazing. The old one that I had, the formula was really good and it did not crease under the eyes. But every single time I use this, no matter what concealer, what I use, if I go in with this, it starts creasing. I don't know. Every single time. If I use a certain concealer and I go in with a different setting powder, no crease. I use the same concealer. Going with this one, there's a crease. So will I keep buying this? No. I'm sorry. I hate to say that. I really like the color of banana to that. I feel like it looks really pretty with my skin tone, but the formula just ain't it. But on a good note, let's talk about these. Now, I wasn't a big fan of this one at first because it kind of gave me more of an orangey tone, but these kind of worked good together. They looked really good together, and I think it's giving me very beachy summer vibes, right? Let's talk about the lip plumper because it's tingling, but honestly, I feel like it's low-key muting down, and it's only been like 5 minutes. I still feel it, but it's not as intense. It's kind of like tingling, but it's going down. Let's do a side by side. But let me get on this side so I can put it right there. So let's do a side by side. Is there a difference? I don't know. Let me know. But overall, would I recommend that? I don't know. I'll have to see the results. The shade, honestly, is quite pretty. I'm not gonna lie, I did have to go over the lips a few times to fully get like that pigment, you know? Now, as for the velvet thing, I think it's a cool concept. I really think it's cool and I think it's cute. The smell is a little overpowering. Nothing crazy though. Nothing crazy. It feels really cool and like soft on the lips. It's different, but it's cool. I like it. Now let's go ahead and talk about the actual setting spray. Now, overall, I feel like it gave life to my face. You know what I mean? You know, whenever you grab a setting spray and you just spray it after your makeup and you just look glowing, this is what this is giving. The only thing that I'm seeing is that my hairs keep getting stuck to my face. So it is a little tacky. A little bit. Just a little bit. Is that normal? I don't know. I did try to shake it as best as I could. But overall, it gave me such a stunning finish. I look glowy. I look dewy. I was gonna say doughy. But I look very glowy. My face looks very hydrated, which I love. But anyways, guys, that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for tagging along if you made it this far. Hi. Quick little announcement. We are 100 subscribers away from 1,000. We're getting there. We're getting there. I do want to give you guys a huge thank you for subscribing, for liking, for commenting, for just interacting overall with my videos. I'm so grateful for you guys. So thank you so much for that. Anyways, I'm rambling a little too much. But overall, let's do a close-up of today's makeup. I really, really like it. But anyways, guys, that is the end of today's video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.